I feel like we all know that Xbox Game Pass is easily one of the best deals in gaming, if not the best deal. But how good are these deals for us PC players with our multitude of discounts and free game options? I'm your boy YaBoiWolfyP and welcome to the Game Pass Check-In. On this series I intend to look at the games available for Game Pass, for PC of course, and see if they're worth the hard drive space, whether or not you should buy a more complete edition, or if keeping the game via Game Pass is a goddamn steal and the best way to get the most out of some of our favorite games. In today's episode, join me for one of the wildest rides I've been on and tackle a game that I've had my eye on ever since it came out. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to the absolutely bananas tale that is my friend Pedro. Let's do this. Let's get some context out of the way, shall we? I currently pay for the $10 per month tier of Game Pass on PC, and all in-game footage is my own. Since this is a single-player experience, I made sure to finish the story and get any secrets and collectibles that I could find along the way. Now, back to the fun stuff. What you're currently looking at is my friend Pedro, and it is, at the risk of repeating a joke and being overly punny, fucking bananas. In My Friend Pedro, you play as a nameless, voiceless protagonist who's followed and given instruction by our floating banana friend, Pedro over here. I never would have thought that I'd share my name with the sentient floating banana, but I guess stranger things have happened in this world. The game has an install size of 3.6 gigs and has a runtime of roughly 4 hours. Thankfully, this game does a lot with its short runtime. In a word, this game is dense. It's like Thanksgiving fruitcake dense. The two main ingredients in this thick-ass cake are very simple: story and gameplay. Let's carve into the story first, seeing as it's the first layer. I guess third time's a charm, story players, because we got a winner for you here. Since I strive to make all these reviews spoiler-free, I won't be going too in-depth on the story. In My Friend Pedro, you wake up in a dark basement with no memories of how you got there, or really anything else for that matter. All you know is that your good banana buddy Pedro is there to help you along the way. What starts off as a simple run and gun for your life slowly but surely evolves into quite the interesting little crime drama. Throughout the first level, you learn that you're in the basement of a crime lord, which is quite literally the tip of the iceberg. By the time the credits roll and all the major twists and revelations have happened, you've had your mind blown wide open with what you've learned. At least, that's what the game wants. Unfortunately, I did see the twist coming after about the halfway point. Don't get it twisted. I don't think that this makes the game's story bad by any means. I'm a huge fan of crime dramas, and it just so happens that My Friend Pedro plays with the genre's tropes a bit too close to the vest. Still, a very fun and engaging story that may actually surprise you, assuming you aren't a movie snob like me. As much as I enjoyed this game's story, however, My Friend Pedro really is all about that sweet, sweet gameplay. Simply put, this is just a good old-fashioned video game. A classic running gun with a score multiplier to keep hitting you with that addictive hit of, oh, I can do better. You get a small malicious amount of firepower, and with your crazy parkour skills, you become the unholy union of a Beyblade of Death and a manic ballerina. You'll be flipping, spinning, dodging, kicking, and most importantly, shooting your way from level to level and trying to get as high of a score as possible with each bloody kill that you can chain and multiply. Pedro is, thankfully, also not fully satisfied with being a linear RNG shoot 'em up. The creativity is also refreshing with how they mix up every few levels, whether that be with boss battles entering into Pedro's realm where gravity is completely fucked by the way, and a full downward freefall section. Because of the frantic nature of the gameplay, how short the story is, and the ever-increasing score multiplier, I can see this game being fucking huge in both speedrunning and high score-based communities. Then again, this game is 3 years old now, so maybe it's a bit out of fashion. But I think it could still be massive in said communities. The story-first players may have finally got a game that they can truly enjoy, But this is a gamer's game, first and foremost. My friend Pedro is fast, fun, frantic, and addictive. I guess it's time to talk numbers with the "how much bang for my bucks" section of the video. As of writing this script, my friend Pedro costs $15.99 on the Xbox Game Store and $19.99 on Steam with a $22.93 soundtrack bundle on Steam as well. Like with Tunic, because we're talking about the game and best bang for buck, the soundtrack bundle would be out of consideration for me, even though this soundtrack fucking slaps. Again, just like in Tunic, recommending a purchase is hard because there's no DLC available for MFP. So Game Pass is absolutely perfect for it. The version I got even came with the Code Yellow update that added all different kinds of game modifiers like Big Head mode and infinite ammo that can be found throughout the main story. Honestly now, just play this absolute gem on Game Pass and thank me later. I guess all that's left to answer is the question of the series. Does my friend Pedro pass the Game Pass check-in? You should know by now that MFP absolutely passes. I know that this was a bit of a shorter review than the first two games, but what more can I say about MFP? It's a short, sweet, and absolutely badass game. Do yourself a favor and download this gem right now if you've never played it. It's one hell of a ride and everyone should experience it at least once. I don't think you should keep it downloaded forever, but you owe it to yourself to play something fun, fast, and that fucks after all the same boring shit we've been getting recently. If MFP ever leaves Game Pass, then buy it. I honestly wish I had more to say about this absolute little gem, but honestly I've thrown every non-spoiler aspect of this game that I can think of into this little review of mine. Music, bangers. Gameplay, addictive. Story, incredibly fun and kinda surprising. Play this game, my man. Just do it. Treat yourself. Let Game Pass be your friend and download this little nugget of cocaine goodness. Thank you so much for watching. If you want to check out the next game to see if it passes a check-in, make sure to subscribe and ding dong on that little bell up there to stay up to date the instant a new video drops. And hey, if you like this video, why don't you go ahead and hit that like button, maybe even tell your friends about this series. I promise you'll look extra swole and sexy to each and every one of them, especially because this is a review series that might help them save a little bit of money. As always, I'm your boy YaBoiWolfyP. Thank you so much for hanging out with me, and I'll see you next time. Let's see if the next game passes the Game Pass check-in. Peace and love, baby cakes. I'm out.